Welcome, this is Jason Martin at Allgen Financial Advisors. I wanted to give everyone a market update since the markets have been quite volatile recently. So I wanted to explain a few things that's going on in the market. One, a lot of people are very concerned because the markets are dropping these gigantic numbers, like the Dow down 1,000 points, and it's causing a lot of anxiety for a lot of investors. Well, I want to first start by saying there's a difference between point drops and percentage drops. And so when you hear the Dow down 1,000 points, when the Dow's at 25,000, 1,000 points is 4%. Now 4% and 1,000 points are certainly a big drop, but you should think about things in percentages rather than points, because that percentage drop isn't even the largest top 100 drops in market history. So I wanted to start with that. We have to keep things in perspective because the media loves to make a big deal out of things that maybe aren't as big a deal as they really are. And secondly, though, a lot of people think that the market fell because there's something fundamentally wrong with the market. Well, we don't believe that is the primary cause for this recent drop. What we believe the primary cause is more technical than fundamental. So, from a technical basis, when you're looking at the chart of the market, the momentum, you've had a really big market rally over the past about 14 to 16 months. Really, since November, we're looking at a chart here of the S&P 500. Since November of 2016, you've had almost a 40% increase in the market. This orange line here is the 200-day moving average. So this recent drop was actually a pretty healthy drop, and it brought us back down to the 200-day moving average, which is a healthy pullback in any market. So we're not overly concerned with that type of pullback. It's actually healthy. It's healthy because you want a little bit of fear in the market. When the market gets overly complacent, that's when things start to get concerning. And the market was a bit complacent prior to this drop. So you'd actually like to see a little bit of fear in the market, and we got that recently. So speaking of fear, one of my favorite indicators is the Volatility Index. It's called the VIX. Okay, and the VIX measures complacency, and it also measures fear in the market, okay? So when the market becomes very complacent, remember I said that is not so good of a thing for the market because the market could potentially drop. But usually market bottoms come when there is a lot of fear. And recently, the Volatility Index went all the way to 50. It was the highest time in the market drop, the highest amount of fear since 2008. And so when you have that much fear, that to me is more of an indicator of a bottoming market than a market that's going to continue to fall. So, but I do not know the future. However, that to me looks more of like an opportunity to buy than it does one that is about to fall. So the last thing I will point out is that one of the fundamental things that has caused people a little bit of concern is that inflation has kind of poked its head up again. And so for the longest time we've had almost no inflation, and recently a jobs report came out last week that indicated inflation could come back into the market. And if that was to happen, you would see rising interest rates. And so the 10-year Treasury, this is the 10-year Treasury, just hit a new 3-year high. And so that was one area of concern, because if interest rates start going higher, then you're paying more on your loans, you're paying more on your credit card, you're paying more on your home mortgages, more on your car loans, and those types of things could potentially slow down the market. But to sum things up, we don't believe there is a major concern in the market right now from a fundamental basis. We believe this was a technical pullback, and we actually look at it right now with the eye of potentially buying and trying to find some opportunities with this fear-based pullback that has brought some pretty good opportunities at a really good price. So thank you. We welcome any calls if you're concerned, and have a good day.